Hey guys, Reversal here, welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Go. This is going to be a good one because I just installed the latest update of Pokemon Go. I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. As always, iOS users will have to wait for a little tiny bit here. Take a look at this, the Christmas screen of Pokemon Go, featuring Gen 3 Pokemon. Wow, there's so many. So yeah, Gen 3 is just around the corner. And I kind of want to take this time to talk about the new weather update. And I have some gameplay footage, actual, not just screenshots. I have some gameplay footage about that. We're going to jump into that very soon. Wow. Okay, hold up. It looks... Look at the color palettes. They look amazing. That's really cool. It's more smooth. You can actually see sort of like in the distance down. It looks so nice. I really like the way it looks. That is awesome. A little bit foggish. You can already tell the weather update is already implemented inside of Pokemon Go, but obviously needs to flip the switch in order for the features to be added inside of the game. I'm gonna leave this as it is. I'm gonna take that away because now we're gonna be jumping into the other gameplay. So weather is going to be a part inside of Pokemon Go. And it's gonna be affecting Pokemon in a pretty interesting way that I kind of want to showcase or kind of jump into and share with you. I have a couple of screenshots. I have some gameplay, actual, video footage that I wanted to dive into. Now, before we get into this, I want to let you know that Gen 3 is going to be dropping this week. We already had an actual screenshot of the Mall of Scandinavia telling us that they're going to be dropping like lures down there in celebration of Gen 3 on Saturday. So that tells me that Gen 3 will be here before Saturday. So that's going to be either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, right? Number 2, nests. Take that into consideration. When Gen 3 is going to be here, there's going to be a nest migration pretty much instantly. If you have a good nest, make use out of it like right this second, because otherwise, it might be gone. So, that being said, I have some footage that I want to showcase to you. But before we get into that, I think it's important to kind of explain exactly how this is going to be affecting the game. So I'm going to bring it up right here. I have the first clip right here. And I'm just gonna talk about a little bit. So over here we got clear weather, because that's what it was in my game as well. But clear weather, it shows that the boosted Pokemon are grass types, ground types, and fire types, right? So these Pokemon will appear in the wild more frequently, but they're gonna be a little bit harder to catch. So as a reward of you catching these Pokemon, you're gonna be getting more Stardust. So it's pretty cool the way that works. That being said, there's a lot of different types of weathers, and they all reflect what's happening in the real world. So if it's raining where you live, well, then it's raining in Pokemon Go as well. If it's snowing, then it's snowing. If the sun shines, the sun will shine. So let's jump in. Over here, an encounter with the Rhydon. The circle around the Rhydon means that the Pokemon will be affected by the weather condition, so keep that in mind. The color palette, once again, I cannot get over how beautiful it looks. It looks so smooth. Cannot believe. Also, there's no CP at the top. Obviously, this is developer footage, so it's kind of like a little sneak peek thing right here to demonstrate the new feature being implemented inside of the game. Now, I want you to take a look at the Stardust received, because this is interesting. Rhydon is going to be getting plus 75 on top of the regular 300 Stardust because it's an evolved form. A phase 1 Pokemon will be getting plus 25. You see that very shortly. I have no idea what a Pokemon after that is going to be receiving, like a Pidgeot, a phase 3 Pokemon. Next up, the weather condition Fog is kind of the same really. It will boost up dark types and ghost types, but you cannot really see the difference between clear weather and fog weather. It might be because it is like evening in the game, but I don't know. We're gonna have to see about that. And also, can we kind of appreciate how amazing the sprite of Poochyena looks? It looks so cool. It just like the other Gen 3 sprites. They look so nice, and I really like it. Like I'm so happy they made it that way. So Poochyena was caught, and Poochyena is getting a plus 25 on the Stardust. And then also Torchic and Mudkip are there in the Pokédex as well. And Mightyena, you can evolve it into Mightyena. Moving on to Snow. So Snow's my favorite out of all of these. We'll be boosting up Ice types and Steel types, but look at those snowflakes, man. It's awesome. It's just awesome to look at, and it's something completely new. And then the encounter screen with these snowflakes going more and more like wildish, and like the background kind of soothing right there. I imagine that in the beginning the snowflakes might be like a little bit, you know, distractive. But I'm pretty sure later down the road you get used to it, and you know, it will be no problem whatsoever. It will be like as if you were to be playing the game like you usually would. And then for Swineup, of course, 25 snowmans, I mean Stardust, you know, another, because it's in the snow, you know, that sort of thing. I'm gonna be moving on to windy weather. Windy weather, you see little trails of wind passing by. Dragon types, flying types, and psychic types are boosted up. I think this is gonna be a really interesting one for a bunch of people, so make sure it's windy down there, hurricane season, whatever. Going into this Murkrow, I was kind of expecting like leaves blowing by, or maybe like tumbleweed or something like that, but that doesn't seem to be the case. It seems like the encounter screen is just a relatively basic encounter screen right here. So we're going to be moving on to the next one. The next one is going to be rain, and I love this one as well. And also, it boosts up water type, electric, and bug types. But I want you to take very close attention. I'm just gonna stop the footage right here. What we're seeing right now. In the distance, you see Wilmer in a Team Mystic gym, which is another Gen 3 Pokemon. You see Survivor, which you saved up your Ekans candy for. Okay, that's a joke. No, Survivor is a standalone Pokemon, no worries. You see those two new Pokemon. In the right bottom corner, you see Wurmple, basically a Weedle. And then you see Mudkip right there. So that's what's currently going on. And also the raindrops falling down, man, it looks so beautiful. And especially in this screen, this is my favorite encounter screen. The little, I don't know, the water hitting the ground is such a nice effect. Kind of reminds me of like flash animations on Newgrounds. By the of Breakenwood. Anyway, I digress. It looks just gorgeous. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Props to the artistic department who makes this in Pokemon Go. Like, honestly, these little effects and stuff, that's great. I love that, and I want to see more of that. Like, I can truly appreciate stuff like that. And some of you probably are like, Reversal, what are you talking about? I don't care. I just want Gen 3. And you're gonna get Gen 3 with these screenshots right here. At the left side you got Trico, at the right side you got Minun, and then what you can see right now, you can actually see the CP. At the right top corner above the CP, you can actually see if the Pokemon is affected by the weather at that very moment or not. The reason why I know is because in the next screenshot, you actually see Torchic and Poochyena. And Poochyena at the right side does not have that little icon down there, but the weather condition is still there. So that's very helpful. Just in case you didn't notice on the map whether or not the Pokemon was affected by the weather, you can actually see it in the encounter screen, which is pretty awesome. I have one more thing to show you. So in the actual announcement, they talked about how Charizard's moves is gonna be getting a boost if the weather is sunny. And this screen kind of summarizes that. So at the left part of this screen, you can actually see the summary of Charizard. And at the very bottom, you can actually see just before the little fire icon, you see that there's a bonus applied there. Fire type bonus. Plus 3 attack on the 14 attack. And then at the bottom, it shows plus 32 of 160. Basically, that's about 20%, so the weather condition add another about 20 to 25% of damage onto the Pokemon that's right there. Another cool thing to take into consideration is that by weather conditions, Pokemon will only get boosted up, they will not be penalized. So that means that in the rain, fire Pokemon are not gonna get weaker. It's just going to be water Pokemon are gonna be doing more damage. So don't get that messed up, don't get that confused, that's very important information. And then at the right side at the battle screen, really interesting stuff right here, because the charge bar at the top is gone. And it actually has moved down to the bottom. It's a little bit bigger. I imagine that fire icon lighting up the moment you have your charge ready. I have no idea if the dodge glitch is fixed. Niantic, please, because it's been a while. But I'm all down for change. I think it would be easier to recognize the fact if you have your charge attack ready based off the light. But at the same time, that's kind of my tapping zone, so I might have to, you know, move that around. But nice change overall. I'm excited. I'm curious to see how that's going to translate into the actual game. We're gonna find out more about that soon. You guys know I have the update right now, so a data mine should be following very shortly, and another video about the data mine will also be following shortly. So you don't want to miss out on any of the Gen 3 stuff that is currently happening inside of Pokemon Go. So go ahead and subscribe to stay updated about everything that's currently going on. If you have any questions or anything like that, just hit me up on Twitter at Reversal YouTube. And if you like this video, and if you've been watching all the way to the end right now, I would really appreciate it. Like, it really goes a long way, and it just takes you like 1-2 seconds to do. Yeah, that's gonna be So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode of Pokemon Go. I want to say thank you so much for watching, and this is Reverse for Pokemon Go. I'm gonna be signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next one.